How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the channel. My name is Swanee, and for today's video, I'm going to be going over the brand new patch update that just released for Arc Raiders. Now, we're on patch update 1.3.0, and in this update, they've done a number of different balancing changes. There's a few content and bug fixes, and some tweaks that have been made specifically based off of community feedback. And before we get into the patch notes, if you guys enjoyed today's video, then consider giving me a thumbs up because it helps me out in the algorithm and it's greatly appreciated. And if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. That way you don't miss out on any future Arc Raiders videos. And with that said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, so it says, Raiders, it's been a week since we stepped into Stella Montis. We have some updates from Speranza with some bug fixes, balancing changes, and a little surprise. It says balancing changes, items, the deadline. So the deadline's the new purple mines that just came out. The buy value has changed from 8,100 to 15,000 coins. So to buy one of these mines, it's going to cost significantly more, almost double the amount of coins, which is pretty crazy. And then the sell value has gone from 3,000 to 5,000 coins. And then for crafting these mines, the old crafting recipe was 2 explosive compounds and 1 synthesized fuel. The new version is 3 explosive compounds and 2 arc sentries. And then the deadline trader stock is going from being able to buy 3 of them a day down to 1. So this is a huge hit to the deadline mines. I'm assuming it's because people were using them to just one-shot kill like the bastions and leapers and things like that. So they were thinking it was probably a little too overpowered. So unfortunately, you're only going to be able to buy 1 of these mines a day. And the cost to buy just 1 of them has gone up by a lot. So if you're a fan of the deadline mines, well, unfortunately, it's not looking too good. Then they changed the power cell. The cell value went from 640 down to 270 coins. So that is a significant nerf to the value of the power cells. Launcher ammo, the buy value has changed. The old version was that you could buy 10 launcher ammo for 6,000 coins, and now you can buy 6 launcher ammo for 4,500 coins. And then the sell value of the launcher ammo has been increased from 200 to 250. And then the crafting recipe has been changed. The old recipe was 6 launcher ammo for 4 metal parts and 1 explosive compound. And then the new version is 6 launcher ammo for 1 arc motion core and 2 crude explosives. And then they said that launcher ammo crafting is available at the workbench without needing a blueprint. So now everyone can craft themselves some launcher ammo alongside being able to buy the hull cracker daily from the store. So this is a pretty significant change that makes the hull cracker a lot more accessible for newer players. Then we have a dev note about the Venator. They said that the fully upgraded Venator has been overperforming recently, capable of outgunning full squads using close-range weapons. We're retuning the fire rate gained from upgrades to pull down the pacing a bit while still keeping its damage accuracy intact. This should encourage players to take more time with their shots rather than mag dumping the first poor soul they encounter. Community also rightfully pointed out that the weight of the Venator was inconsistent with the weights of our pistols, so we've corrected that as well. So they reduced the fire rate for the Venator from upgrades from 22, 44, 60% to 13, 26, and 40%, and then the weight of the weapon has been increased from 2 to 5. So overall, the Venator is getting a pretty significant nerf here. Then we're seeing some changes to explosive damage. They said we noticed that explosives dealt damage to more parts at once than intended, allowing weapons like the hull cracker to kill larger drones too quickly. We've adjusted explosive damage to make it more consistent across the board, and we've rebalanced the damage of the hull cracker to account for that change. This will require hull cracker shots to need a bit more precision while still dealing good damage to the targeted spot. They rebalanced explosive damage against arc for more consistent experience. Explosions on smaller enemies, for example the turrets, are largely unaffected, but explosions on larger sized enemies, for example the bastion, will typically deal a bit less damage. So overall, this does seem like it's a bit of a nerf to the hull cracker, and you're going to need to be a lot more accurate with your shots for those bigger enemies. So unfortunately, it does seem like some of the weapons did end up getting nerfed. Then we have content and bug fixes. They fixed a bug where Arc could call down reinforcements outside of the map. Then they changed the Shredder. The Shredder will now detect and move reliably towards lower grenades. because for some reason they were just unaffected by lure grenades before. The Shredder movement and handling has been updated to slightly reduce the turn speed. They improved braking, they added stiffer suspension and more consistent reactions to impacts for steadier behavior in combat, and then they improved the Shredder navigation to prevent it from getting stuck on corners when moving towards the player. So with them fixing the behavior of the Shredder, this is kind of technically a buff to the Shredder just because it wasn't acting the way that it was supposed to. Then we get some audio changes. They reduced the volume attenuation for explosions, tinnitus, and concussion effects to improve clarity. Then there's some changes to the maps. Barricades can no longer be placed overlapping your character, preventing clipping through walls and access to locked rooms. So if you didn't know, there was some exploits people were doing to just glitch themselves into the locked rooms so you didn't need a key. And then let's say you did have a key, you could open up the door and the whole room would be completely looted already, which I had that personally happen to me. I wasted one of my purple keys on a room that was already looted. So I'm glad to see that this got fixed. The dam battlegrounds, they fix an issue where players would get stuck in the dam control tower elevator shaft, and then they fix an issue where players could access the locked room on the control tower without a key. For the spaceport, they added collision to the staircase walls and ceiling in the hidden bunker on spaceport, and they fixed an issue where players could enter the wall near the launch tower ramp on spaceport, preventing unfair ambushes. For Blue Gate, they fixed railing props on Blue Gate that mistakenly blocked bullets. Shots now pass through as expected. And then for Stella Montis, they fixed a collision issue on Stella Montis near the train station that could cause players to fall through the terrain. They fixed a location in Stella Montis train station where players could get stuck. They removed two-player spawns on Stella Montis that were too close to arc spawn areas. And they fixed missing visibility collision on walls in the business center area of Stella Montis that allowed for shots to pass through. Then there's some miscellaneous fixes. They fix a crash when using the Raider voice proximity chat. They fix a crash that would occur when surrendering after reconnecting to the session. Fix an issue where scavenging parts from the Shredder could leave behind invisible collisions. They fix an issue where the Trials weekly rollover could display an outdated rank. The celebration now reflects the correct rank, and the UI remains accurate during the cooldown period. They updated recommended AMD graphics drivers to 25.11.1 to reduce the recent crash issues on AMD GPUs, and then it says your Raider Den has been ducked out. Then there's some changes to movement. They improved the enemy ground detection to better handle steep surfaces, reducing erratic movement when traversing angled terrain. Then we have some weapon changes. The Aphelion fix an issue where the Aphelion tracers would become excessively bright at distance, reducing visibility for the player being shot at, and then they increased the Aphelion blueprint drop rates. So if you didn't know, this new weapon basically was not dropping for anybody. This new weapon was supposed to already be in the game, but no one had footage of the weapon yet. Like, this weapon was basically just non-existent. But now players should be seeing those blueprints drop, so now we can finally craft and test out this new weapon. Then the Stitcher gets an update. They corrected player-facing stats for the Stitcher, showing incorrect scaling of reload time across upgrade levels. But that's not all, because we got some brand new store items that were just released. We have the macrame set. Looks like it's like a samurai outfit. The whole bundle is 1,500 coins, which is about $15, maybe a little less depending on what bundles you buy. But it comes with the macrame outfit. It has different color options. It's got red, it's got green, and it's got blue and white. I personally think the blue and white one looks kind of the best. You have the options of turning the headgear on and off. You can turn the mask on and off, and it comes with a sword on your side here that you can turn on and off as well. It also comes with the sailor backpack, and it comes with scrolls that you can have attached underneath your backpack. And then it also comes with a gourd as your backpack charm. And then if you want, you can get a tattoo of a snake for your face. But I think this is definitely a pretty cool outfit. I don't know if I'm going to get it myself just yet. I might wait to see what the next Raider deck is that's going to be coming out here in the near future. but I do think it's a pretty cool outfit. And that is going to do it for everything in today's video, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. That way you don't miss out on any future Arc Raiders videos. And if you enjoyed today's video, then please smash that thumbs up button because it helps me out in the algorithm and it helps push this video to new viewers. And with that said, that is going to do it for me, guys, and I will talk to you all in the next video.